right, my guest today is Daniel, a Connecticut Realtor with a decade of experience, a strong SOI-driven business, and commitment to becoming the best version of himself, both in business and at home. After months of studying how top agents scale with social media, Daniel chose to partner with Mike Sherrard at the Wolfpack, knowing he wanted to take his business to the next level while building an exit plan through eXp. He's a husband, a dad of 4, a car lover, a fisherman, and even a poker guy. And he's building his real estate business with the same discipline and strategy he brings to the table everywhere else. Daniel, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to have you. So I appreciate the time you've taken to be here.
Oh, thanks, Meg. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, me too. So we're going to dive right in. You've been licensed for 10 years, which is amazing because, a lot of agents that I get on here are only maybe a few years in. But what originally brought you into real estate and what's kept you in the business this long?
Oh, that's a Carlton Sheets story. I ran a aluminum rolling mill for 20 years at a aluminum factory. And while there, I always see the late night, real estate videos. And so I started, always wanted to do that. And I finally made the jump in 2015. And I did both at the same time because I worked a night shift.
Okay.
For 3 years until I got busy enough with the real estate and I got myself fired.
Well, it's probably worked out better that way in the long run anyway.
Yeah, it was meant to be. And, like I said, I grew up in the same town for many years. So I'm a people person and I have a lot of friends and it's been really great just helping people. It's really cool.
I guess business ways that we got into the business because I got into real estate because I got fired from a 10-year career, and and I'm also from Tucson, born and raised, and so Sphere was a very big deal when I first got in. So your SOI has been the background of production. What do you think gives you such a strong repeat and referral loyalty from your clients?
I think it's being available right away. And, putting the focus, it seems like once I have a client and I have their goals and what they're trying to do, I just kind of pick up the ball and run with it. And the communication, I've always been a good communicator. So just, staying in touch with them and making sure, I just got a deal that happened this morning and he kept apologizing because he kept taking so long. And I'm like, it's only been a month. You're fine.
Yeah.
And, but this client is actually somebody from the factory.
Oh, nice.
He's a friend from the factory. I've been knowing him for over 20 years. And he called me out of the blue and says, hey, I'm looking to buy a house for my son. And we got on it and it's been about a month, but, it worked out really well.
That's good. That's really nice. So that you've also built like that trust, with your people, and it seems like you serve them well. So that's amazing that you have somebody from your old career that has come to you because the trust is there, and to be able to help them with their child, right? Because every parent wants the best for their child.
Oh, absolutely. And he gave me a list of things that they wanted. And, I think he appreciated what we learned too from the group. Don't push anything on anybody. I saw houses that we walked in and I'm like, this isn't the one for you. And he agreed, there was no push.
That's amazing. I love that. Yeah. I try to tell my clients all the time, like, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not going to be pushy. I just want to provide you with information so you can make the best decision for yourself. So it sounds like you did just that as well.
Yeah. And that's where it's been so nice about everything that we've been going through. We learn, don't be salesy.
Right. That's very true. So, mentioning researching for months before joining the Wolfpack, what stood out to you about the group, the systems, and how we operate?
It's seeing Mike on social media so much because I was a cold caller for my first few years. Yep. I was a cold caller and I absolutely hated it. I did not want to do it. But it worked when I did it. I can't say I got deals through it.
Yep.
And the agency that I was with wasn't going anywhere technology wise. It was the same old, mail out postcards, do this and make your calls. And seeing Mike and the Wolfpack and the way they were doing things and advancing with technology so fast, I just felt. And then once I got in, the family atmosphere was just a bonus.
Yeah, I love our community. It's so great. And we are very innovative. And again, like huge similarities, right? Like I still cold call. I don't love it, but it is we know data, it'll work. It will produce business, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And then leaning into social media and the innovative systems of the Wolfpack, because the brokerages that I have here are also, they don't have it. They just don't have it. They are still very heavy on the old school ways, where I feel like now, like we have the best of both worlds being where we're at. And I agree with you so much on, it's so crazy how many similarities we have because because that's why I joined as well.
Yeah, the nail in the coffin was at my old brokerage. I was the trainer for 3 towns, and they asked me to do a training on AI. This was 3 years ago, and AI had just came out.
Right.
And I did a class, and I had maybe 30 agents there, and I got blank face. Like they're like, "Oh, nope, I don't understand that. I don't want nothing to do with it." I'm like, "This is not the crowd I need to be around. I need to be where people want to advance and want to embrace technology because it moves so fast." But yeah, they didn't want to. That was the end of it. I was like, okay, I made my decision.
I love that. And so now you're leaning heavily into social media. And so what was the mindset shift that made you say, okay, it's time to evolve?
Our weekly calls.
Yes.
I was not attending them for maybe last year, the beginning of last year, or beginning of this year. I kind of fell off the calls. And my mother passed away in July.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So between all of that, I just kind of didn't do any social media. But then in August, I decided that I needed to make a change, and I started getting on our calls again.
Okay.
That was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah.
Just being consistent and making the calls a priority, being around everybody, yourself included, and Mike and Louie and all. It keeps that momentum going.
Absolutely. For me. Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree.
I feel like if I don't get the call in, I'll sit around and do nothing. But the calls reignite every single week.
Yeah.
And going to eXpCon, that was my first one. So that between all of it, it really pushed me to be more consistent, which we had just talking about.
Right. Yeah. And I do think that's huge for like anybody that you see in our group that is doing well with the systems. I think it's the same thing. I mean, I have the call, our weekly call in my calendar, and I refuse to miss it for any reason. Because, if it's important, you find a way. But I think that it's so amazing that you find so much value in the community, because it's not just our systems. Our community is wonderful. Everybody's so willing to share and help and support, which a big reason why I stick around personally. But, so now you are a husband and a dad to 4 boys. I'm sure that's fun.
Yeah. Well, I only got
a moment.
There's only 2 that are, I say 2 that are still home, because the third one is 20 and he's never home.
Okay. So how do you balance business growth with family life, and what helps you to stay grounded and keep your mind where it needs to be?
Boundaries, which I learned from the group, being part of the group. I was never good at setting boundaries. I would say yes to, if a kid would come up, I need this, I need to go here, there, and learning to use the calendar and setting the boundaries. And even with my wife, these are the days, she sees it in the calendar, and there's clear communication. But then I also made sure that there's time for them, which they know is coming, which was huge.
I love that. I think in real estate, we all kind of get lost in balance. It's like, a client calls and we run out the door, or same with our kids, they call and we run out the door. So I love that you have been able to figure that out, because I think a lot of agents struggle with it, with different, all different lifestyles, right? Even ones that may not have a family, but they have, other things going on in their life. So it's great that you were able to implement that and it's been overall successful for you.
It has, and it's never perfect. It's never going to be. There's still challenges to it, and you got to kind of keep reminding yourself. But when I saw that I made a commitment to do it for a month, that this is how I'm going to do it. And I saw that it actually worked. And I think, and you get addicted to it. It's like, okay, this is working. And
I love that. I love that. Small bites, right? Like you
yes,
eat it one bite at a time. I absolutely love that, that thought process. So I'm really glad that it's worked out for you that way. And so many agents are scared to make changes after years in the industry. I was one of them. But what would you tell someone who wants to step into content creation but feels overwhelmed with it?
done is better than perfect, which we're taught all the time. And I see it firsthand that if you just post and just do it and get it done, I'm not being picky where I would be. I'd be like, I would film and film and film, and it would sit on my phone. It would never go anywhere. So
In there.
yeah, and it's really difficult. However, it works. I'm seeing, I have people in the town who, hey, I saw you on YouTube. The videos look great because we're our biggest critic. We don't,
Right.
they look good at all. But other people, they just keep coming up and they're like, hey, love the information you're giving and all this. It comes down to just having to have that mindset of done is better than perfect. And I keep telling myself that, just get it done and it'll get better as we go. And it has.
I love that. That's amazing. And so you have your hobbies. You've mentioned that you love cars and fishing and poker. So how do these passions show up the way you build relationships with clients and your business overall?
I utilize, like, over the summer, we have a boat and I take the kids out fishing all the time. So to get more comfortable in the front of the camera, I use those opportunities, going out on the boat, or I would be down at the docks and I'll be walking down the dock and I'll do my videos in the environment that I enjoy. So that has really helped give me the confidence to do the videos and put in the work.
Okay.
It gives me the connections too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
You're surrounded by people and they ask me all the time, hey, what are you doing? Or, I help out another person. But I've met so many people just being in the things I like to do. I'm also a ballroom dancer, and they ask me all the time about real estate. So being part of the things that I like to do, it generates business too, and new relationships.
That's amazing. I think that's really important too, because it's almost like having that community presence, right? Like I'm big in my community where I live. And so I love that you've been able to implement your hobbies into your business and it's working out for you. And that's really smart, to do something you love and just get on camera and get comfortable. So that's a very smart tactic on your part.
Yeah, no, thanks. It's a confidence thing because you're confident in what you're doing. I'm confident in fishing. So putting it out there, it was a lot easier. And then I was like, okay, I can replicate this with the real estate. I've been doing it.
That's really smart. I love that. So last question, bonus question. What is the vision for your next chapter of business, and how do you see eXp and the Wolfpack helping you get there?
Building up a social media brand that I can be proud of, something that is going to attract the type of clients that I really want to work with, and having that, I don't want to say work-life balance, but it's building a life so I can take those vacations, so I can walk away from my phone without having to have the anxiety of I'm going to miss a call. Right. And that's where I see the vision of, the next 5 years. I really want to build that out. And I wouldn't be able to do it without the Wolfpack and everybody. There's no way.
Yeah. I mean, their systems are pretty amazing and seamless, right? Like once you actually start implementing, it's not as hard as we thought it was.
No, it's not. And we make it to be so hard in our heads. And then you start getting into it. And once you dial it in, it's seamless.
Absolutely. Well, I love how intentional you are about family and about growth and about building a future beyond just the next transaction. I think that's phenomenal. I think you're doing a really good job with the way that you're working your business. And so your story is such a great reminder that consistency and evolution with that's what wins every time. And so for those of you watching, drop your favorite takeaway in the comments, hit like and subscribe for more agent success stories like this. And if you're ready to elevate your business through social media, branding, and community that actually helps you grow, click the links in the description for a private Zoom call with us, and let's level up together. I will also link all of Dan's profiles in the description below so that you can follow along with him. Thanks for watching today. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.